charming MC, and I've just been upstaged on the first step, so, whatever. Can I get a round of applause for Joe and the entire venue, please? My name is Anthony O'Sullivan, and we are here in celebration of the life of Shelton Lea. So a round of applause for Shelton Lea.
Yay!
We're back for the second little half of this feature for the life of Shelton Lea, and I'd like to kick off the second half by inviting to the stage my beer, and then after my beer I'd like to invite to the stage a poet of my ilk, Steve Smart. Please welcome with a big round of applause, Steve Smart.
That's a very good intro.
Not as young as I once was. I've been cultivating Freddie Tienen's hair for a few years now. There are many stories in the Shelton city. The night is too short. You weren't old then, you're not old now. Now you'll never be old. As long as there are mates where you're heading, bit of action going, something to smoke, a story to tell. Don't know anyone about anyone's heaven, that's just life, mate. Life continues, forms change, energies shift. Tomorrow maybe you'll be a dingo on the prowl, just a young pup. I'll be a wombat, stubborn, sleepy, hairy. She's growing into a ghost gum. She'll learn to shade the riverbank. She's laughing now, you made her laugh, she's laughing still, waiting for your great transformation. Your eyes wide with surprise for a moment till your laughter rings across the land, becomes a howl. Say we get just what we deserve and so you shall. The land you love with no cages, no one telling you when, how, where, not that you'd listen, too much spirit running through your veins to listen to so much bullshit. Tell me you got old and I tell you bullshit. You were always as old as you needed to be, growing older and younger as the mood should take you. Across time and space, heard your voice so long before birth gave us all ages, defined us as these bodies that fail us. They'll ask me if this is true and I will reply, of course it's true. It's all true. It's true because we are here and we saw and we felt each other pass through time and space as we have always done. All the stories are true because they're being told, because the moment of existence, the moment of telling is existence. And they will ask, as they have done before, but did these things really happen? Missing the point as always, not listening to the stories, too busy carving lines in sand, building fences. Fact and fiction, fact or fiction, can't we have both? Can't we be both as we have always been? We don't have to be bound tight to exist. It's not what we have worked for. The stories we tell become the people we have chosen to be. When they ask if the stories are true, I will tell them you are the best storyteller I know. And if they can't see the truth, then they haven't lived long enough, free and wild and hard enough, haven't believed enough, taken the time to laugh and love and forget, just for the joy of remembering. They haven't seen the beauty in death because the fear clouds their senses. When they ask me whether the stories were all true, I will tell them that I love you, that I'm proud to call you my friend. I will tell them that you never steered me wrong. You were, you are, a poet and gentleman. I'll tell them to read the poems if they want more answers. Probably. Perhaps that's what I'll tell them. Though probably I'll tell them that I believed every word you ever told me. And leave it at that. Welcome to Shelton's local, because every pub the bastard ever went into was his local within 5 minutes. Was the exact place that you were meant to be at that exact moment, and it was always his local. That meant that any time anyone told him that he couldn't fucking smoke whatever he wanted to smoke, you know, he was being turfed out of his local.
A bad.
Yes, a bad.
I thought that I would do this one because it mentions Shelton, but it also mentions a number of other Melbourne poets who aren't with us anymore. It's called Dark Tattoo. Late last night, slurring my vision and stumbling my words, it occurred to me there are more dues to pay. Once I heard ways of working words I never knew. Became an extant poetic vampire bent on finding my own voice to fit. Thankfully I learned to edit before I became convinced to quit. Scratched out 1,000 hipster riffs, slip-dipped into syllabic scripts, twisted to beat poet mine elegant fist, adding my name to a very long list. But ho's your prose, boy? Think back to all the poets who have brought you this much joy. Parker, Porter, Vleeskin, Sandy MacLeod, be proud of the never-lost love poets. My education was largely local. Soaking in words and voices, made my own choice to never sound like any of them, never to be embarrassed again, though I thought I might go to hell for fucking up that first villanelle, or at least have to do 10-year Tennyson purgatory for that verse where I cursed out T.S. Eliot. I did see Cats when I was 10 or so. 15ish tried to read Rimbaud. 7 years later, a poet who shall remain nameless tried to convince me to sleep with him whilst watching Leonardo DiCaprio in the same role. Wasn't Sheldon. Take my shoes while I stay home barefoot. You can walk a mile while I type. I was a page poet first. I never said I could freestyle. If it doesn't scan, feel free to demand back the money we never earned. That's not a burn mark, it's my invisible ink tattoo in honor of Jonathan Dark. Melbourne Poetry membership earned in the blood of my brothers and sisters. If you missed the last 40, 50 years, there are some names you should know. Go seek our own education. Remember your ghost to teach future generations. Stand in the spot where Lisa Belair held us in the grip of her big heart. Don't get me started on too many taken too young. Was no sport in betting who was next, but never forget. Breath turns to spit, turns to fire. Shelton Lea said we were getting better as the years went by. Don't make the man a liar. This is your time. Respect is earned when given. Poetry is raw beneath the skin we learn to live in.
Yeah.
Jack Moore for Sing Smart, please. That's good.